So I'm back again, this time with a little less facial hair, and I'm going to be reviewing another movie. This movie is Run Lola Run. Stars Franca Potente, and it was directed by Tom Twyker. Not sure if that's how you say his name or not. It's a very interesting movie. I'm not sure how you say the German name of that. Lola Run. I don't know. I don't speak German, but that was the original German title for the movie. The plot for this movie is fairly straightforward, but it's a very complex movie. The plot for this movie is Lola's boyfriend, Manny. He wants to go to work for some unsavory characters, let's say, in Germany. They're like gangsters or something, mobsters, I don't know, modern day people. And they wanted to do a loyalty test with him. So he was to pick up 100,000 marks in a bag and then meet them somewhere else to give them the 100,000 marks back. And that was the setup for the movie. Now, Lola was supposed to meet him outside to pick him up whenever he got the money. But she stopped into a store, I think, to get a coffee or something, and somebody stole her moped. So she didn't know what to do, so she just went home, and then Manny called her, asked her where she was at. And he said that when you didn't show up, I had to figure out what to do. So he took the money and got on the train. If you've ever been to Germany, you'll know there's a lot of trains in Germany. Go from town to town, right inside the town, from the outskirts into town, all over the place. But anyway, he got on the train, and a homeless man also got on the train too. He has the bag of money, and he sets it down in the seat, and this homeless man comes by and talks to him briefly. And then the police get on the train, and he's just nervous. He thinks the police are after him. So he gets off the train. When he gets off the train, he leaves the bag on the train. The homeless man, of course, finds the bag, and he's surprised there's 100 marks in there. Now, in the U.S. version, I think they just translated that evenly to $100,000 instead of 100,000 marks. So, I mean, either way, it's a lot of money. I don't know exactly what the transfer rate is, but in any case, the homeless man's now got the money. Manny's panicking because he's supposed to give the money back to the unsavory characters that he rolls with. And he's trying to figure out how to come up with this money. Now it's 11:40 in the morning when he's talking to Lola, and he's asking her for help, and he says, "I know what I'll do. I'll rob the grocery store across the street." Said in a good day they take in 200,000 marks. They should have half by now. And she tells him not to do that, that she'll be there. She'll be there by noon. So just wait. Do not do it. So he says, okay, I'll wait until 12, but if you're not here by then, I'm going to have to go in. So she hangs up the phone after letting out a scream that busts a bunch of glass. But she hangs up the phone. Actually, she tosses it into the air, and it just spins around and then lands gently back down on the cradle. And she tries to think, where can she get the money from? She goes through a whole bunch of names, and then one person keeps popping up, her dad, Papa. So he's a banker. So she figures she can just go to him, get the money, and then go meet Manny, let him take care of that, and then figure it out later on. But they show her dad whenever she thinks of Papa, and he shakes his head. And then she runs out of the apartment. Now, the rest of what follows changes as the movie progresses, because she goes to the bank, she doesn't get the money, she loses track of time for a moment. She tries to get to Manny before noon, but by the time she got there, he was already going into the grocery store to rob it. And she didn't have much of a choice, so she participated in the robbery. Okay, now you got the basic, somewhat of plot of the movie. This scenario plays out 3 times with slight differences. Some differences not quite so slight. That's what I meant by the movie being a bit more complex than just that simple plot. Because the movie is actually about choices you make and how one thing can affect somebody else's life. Like the first time she walks out, she bumps into this woman that's rolling a baby carriage, and she yells at her something like, "You bitch," or something. And then it shows what happens in her life. I think she got arrested and went to court, and then she wound up stealing a baby or something. Or the second time around, she bumps into her and she calls her an effing bitch. But this time, it shows her life, and she buys a lottery ticket, wins the lottery, gets married, lives happily ever after. The third time, she doesn't even bump into her at all. And I think she wound up dying of something or other. Can't really remember. I just watched this movie Saturday, so that shows you how short-term my memory is. But anyway, all throughout the movie, she's bumping into different people, and it's showing how their life is affected by her bumping into them and different actions that she takes as a result of that. And just to not give away too much of the movie, I just want to tell you that it is a really good movie. I actually rank this in a 5-star, 5 out of 5 stars. So, yeah, I would highly recommend Run Lola Run. I don't know any of the other actors or actresses in it. Of course, Franca Potente, she's been in a lot of movies. She was in The Bourne Identity. Um, she actually sings a lot of the songs that are in this movie too, which are in English, even though the movie's in German. Now this DVD has a dubbed in English track. It actually has two dubbed in English tracks because it has 5.1 and 2 channel Dolby Surround. It has the same for both German and English. I watched it in German Saturday because I have it on my Vudu account, and that's the only way you can watch it. You can't switch languages on Vudu. But Franca Potente, she's been in a lot of movies. She was in Blow with Johnny Depp. That was in 2001. She was in The Bourne Identity, the first newborn movie. She was in a movie in 2000 called Anatomy, which is really good. I may do a review on it sometime, as it's a horror movie. It's a really interesting film. Like I said, Blow. The Princess and the Warrior is another movie that she done with Tom Twyker, if that's how you say his name. I'm not sure if somebody speaks German and they know how to say his name or the title of this movie in German. Let me know. I'll be glad. That's what the comment section's for. As I said, she was in Blow with Johnny Depp, 2001. Bourne Identity in 2002. She was in The Bourne Supremacy also, but it was just kind of briefly toward the beginning of the movie. She was also in Anatomy 2, the sequel to Anatomy, but I don't assume she has too big of a part in that. She was the star of Anatomy. I know that Anatomy 2 was not released with an English soundtrack, which is a problem for me because I can't read subtitles fast enough to try to keep up with the movie. I've seen Run Lola Run probably 7 or 8 times in English, so I know the movie pretty much inside and out. Yeah. So, I said Bourne Supremacy. Yeah, she's in The Conjuring 2, which is a pretty good movie. I may do a review of it because I really enjoyed The Conjuring 2. Conjuring was really good too, but I think The Conjuring 2, to me, I enjoyed it a lot better. I mean, it's kind of a strap on the colostomy bag and watching it, or sit down and watch it. She guest starred on the show Psych in 2010. TV show called Dark Matter I've heard of. A lot of this stuff I've not heard of. She's apparently done voice work in video games. Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, and Vice City Stories, and the Bourne Conspiracy video games. I assume she was voicing her character from the Bourne Identity and Bourne Supremacy, Jason Bourne's girlfriend. But yeah, check out Run Lola Run. Like I said, I ranked it 5 out of 5 stars. Scale of 1 to 5. I give it 5. Because the movie is very complex for being simple, and it's very short. It's not but like an hour and 20 minutes. the end of it, the credits roll backwards instead of coming up from the bottom and going to the top. They come down from the top and go to the bottom. I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, that's the back of the box. That's Lola and Manny. She has really red hair in this movie. But yeah, it's a very good movie. That's a shot of her in the casino that happens in the third run through. But you end up having to watch the whole movie to get the gist of it. Now this is both full screen and widescreen, so it's a double-sided flipper disc. I hate these discs, these double-sided discs. At least it's not dual layer and double-sided. That makes it worse. It's got a neat little book, which probably doesn't come with it anymore. A different picture there. A spoiler-filled chapter list. I'm glad they quit putting those in there because I hate the chapter list because they always give away a whole lot of the story. And then, of course, you've got a bit of information about the movie on the inside of this. Yeah, it's a good movie. Well worth watching. And this DVD also has commentary by the director Anne Franca. So, yeah. Check out Run Lola Run. Highly recommended. I believe Siskel and Ebert even give this 2 thumbs up. So, yeah. Check out Run Lola Run. If you like this video, toss it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. If there's anything I can do differently. If you don't like the hats, let me know. Sometimes I put them on because my hair's not doing right, but just leave me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you on the next one.